It's the joy of cooperative games. On this episode of Play Saves the World, the ongoing conversation about games and spirituality. Hello and welcome everyone to this episode of Play Saves the World. My name is Daniel Hilty.
And my name is Kevin Taylor.
And listeners, we are so grateful that you are taking part in our episode today. Thank you so much for clicking the link or the button or whatever, tuning in. We are so glad that you did. If no one else has told you yet today, we think you're pretty awesome. And you made our day, and we appreciate your being a part of it. Speaking of being awesome, how are you, Kevin?
I'm very good, Daniel. How are you?
Good. I am doing well. Thank you. I'm doing well.
COVID is bouncing around, but everybody's okay, right? But it's back.
We're
in the community.
Yeah. I haven't heard too many cases where we are, but where you are, there's been
I've known a few. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. And what's today's topic, Daniel?
Today we're talking about the joy of cooperative games. And by that, we mean specifically cooperative tabletop games. This is kind of an ongoing series, sort of. We have a lot of the joy of episodes on Play Saves the World, where we take a look at the joy you can find in games and incorporating kind of a gaming spirit into our lives. Kevin, how are folks able to support this kind of conversation if they're interested?
Please help us get the word out and like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening to the audio podcast, tell a friend and review us on iTunes or Spotify or whatever your platform of choice is. And you can support us at patreon.com/playsavestheworld. Give us a little financial help to help support the cost of the channel. So yeah, please consider donating.
We appreciate that so much. Thank you. Yeah. Leave those written reviews on the podcast platforms. I hear kind of really help the algorithms know to recommend the podcast to others and to spread the good news of gaming.
That's right.
So thank you so much. So today we're talking about the joy of cooperative games. Kevin, if someone is tuning into this episode and maybe they're unfamiliar with cooperative tabletop games, what are we talking about here?
Well, Daniel.
Yes. I like
Let's envision a scenario.
Clearing. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I like the voice clearing as you were going into it. It brought a certain sense of gravity.
It is the gravitas of the topic, as well as the gravitas of the ragweed that is blooming. That makes some of us so liquid.
Yeah.
But consider one scenario where you and I play a game and we decide to arm wrestle.
Again?
Right? Again.
Yes,
and
okay.
only one shall win. Now,
no, it's Kevin.
Or it could be a tie. Okay. Let's consider the second scenario. You and I decide to push down a tree.
Okay.
So in the first scenario, you are my adversary, and I'm trying to beat you. In the second one, you and I are going to work together, and our adversary is that tree because it needs to come down. It's not in good shape, and it's hurting the daisies.
Okay.
So we're going to push this tree down somehow. We're going to work together and figure it out. And yeah, that's kind of the difference of a co-op game. A co-op game, you are playing against the board versus against the other players.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so the players are working together against, as you said, against the board, against the game, against the tree, trying to push it down. Yeah, I like that. Is that something that you do?
Done it for a long time. I used to do it as a kid. The dead ones, they're still standing, but you realize they're dead, and you give them a push, and they go crack.
Really?
It's
They're
very
easier
thrilling.
to push that way. Dead tree pushing.
Yes.
I
because
like
it
it.
lacks good roots.
We should have a future episode called "The Joy of Dead Tree Pushing."
It's so much fun. Yeah,
Would,
if you ever go in the woods. Yeah. You got to
so
spy. And sometimes you're wrong. You're like, this is a good one.
no.
No, this one's not going to happen. But some of them can be quite large, and they're going to fall eventually. And you almost
You're
want to be careful as you push it. If you push too hard, the top could break off and hit you, right?
Oh, that's a
Like
good
if it's
point.
wobbly and you push the bottom, the top can. So you got to be a little careful. But you give it a couple of good pushes, and it just comes out of the roots and crashes to the ground.
So
Incredible
there is some
Hulk.
danger in it. Yes.
Yes, yes,
So we're not necessarily, for legal reasons, encouraging our listeners or recommending to our listeners to push down trees, but
correct.
because
But you
there's
probably should, but you shouldn't.
inherent danger.
Yes, yes. Common
So
sense.
yes, so we're going against the game. I love that. Yeah, and oftentimes the game has some sort of built-in mechanism or kind of automated opponent, right? Or like some sort of, well, when we talk about solo games, we talk about like an AI, except it's not really AI because it's not electronic, but some sort of system that mechanism in the game where it almost simulates an opponent, right? Who's like
Yes.
playing against you in some ways in a lot of those
So it
cooperative
might
games.
block you in locations as worker placement. It might scramble some of the cards if there's drafting going on, and it might, you've got to catch up to its marker on the board. So it's doing things that, like you said, simulates, but
Yeah,
it doesn't really
ramp
know
up,
the board state.
right? Ramp up the obstacles, kind of things like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
I've
yeah.
played a few games where they tried to, it's almost like a decision tree. And so it was really more of like an AI where it's, if you're in this situation in the board, then this would happen.
Okay, okay,
But you're basically a robot to the AI.
okay, okay. Interesting.
So in that sense, it's trying to figure out what's going on the board, even though it can't see. But
Okay.
generally, that's not how they work because that's really
So I think a lot of cooperative games are like that, where you're trying to beat the board, beat the game, some sort of, and we maybe call it a AI, and I was going to say a simulated AI, but then that's also that's like it's an AAI, um, like an automated, uh, an artificial intelligence. Um,
Do you
uh,
know what ATM stands for?
no, what does it stand for?
Automated teller machine.
I I did know what that meant. Thank you. No, that's good. And now that
And
you
the
mention it,
teller is the
yes.
person that tells you if you got any money. Hey, if I got any
Okay.
money,
Right,
it
right,
is
right.
funny we call them the teller.
Because they tell us our money
Yeah, I
status.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, okay. I
very
thought it was going to be like an
strange.
artificial teller.
I think it's automated. The automat. Yeah, an automat.
No, no, no. Yeah,
That
I was making a bad AI joke. It was not good.
it was
So
good. No, that was good. You inspired me.
no,
It's
no.
good.
What
I
thank you.
liked it.
So that's one way that
Automatic.
cooperative games are played, are against some sort of, you're trying to beat the game. The game's trying to beat
Waiting
you.
for your turn. Stupid.
Play, play.
Play.
Everyone can see your cards.
You are slow and you smell horrible. Why do you sweat? Please consider this silicone paper
Leave me alone, game.
little
Leave me
bag from
alone.
my box. You may keep it and you'll help you not sweat.
I don't
Disgusting.
judge you,
Play.
game. Don't judge me. Oh, speaking of, I don't think I could ever criticize a game for its. Their new board games have quite. Are you a fan of the new board game smell? We're on a tangent here, but you know what I'm talking
We've
about.
been on a tangent for 52 years, Daniel.
We have
Yeah, it is a nice smell.
when you
It
first
is a
open a
nice
box
smell.
and it's like a new car smell, but with board games. It's quite
Yes.
nice.
And there's both hope and despair for me because I'm really excited and hopeful, but then there's a
Mm.
little despair of like, oh, I've got to punch these things out and I'm going to like it for about 10 seconds and then I'm going to get annoyed. I don't
Oh,
know about
okay.
you, but all the cardboard punching sometimes is,
Yeah, I'm kind of with it. I do like it at first, and then it kind of gets a little wearisome.
yeah. So it's like,
That's
oh
true.
boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That's true.
Oh boy.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so
So,
that's one type of cooperative game. But there's kind
mhm.
of there's another type of cooperative game in which you're not trying necessarily to beat the game, but you're just trying to see how much you can score against the game. Yeah. So that's not necessarily like you're winning or losing. You're just keeping track of like, oh, this time we scored as a
Mm-hmm.
team 25, and last time we scored 20, so we're improving our score against the game or something like that. Does that seem fair as well?
Yeah, yeah, and you're
Yeah.
thinking of
Yeah.
like Just One and some other games like that where you were
Yeah. Yeah,
picking.
which may show up
Yeah, or
later
the
on.
game could have a timer as well. So there's like, can we get there in 20 moves or whatever?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's more of just a limit to the game, a score or a timer, but versus something that really mimics a real person. So yeah, that's
Right.
cooperative games.
Yeah. Yeah. And we were talking beforehand. We they've not been around a super long time. Cooperative games, though we were discussing this before going on air. I guess there's a little uncertainty about when they first entered into the world gaming scene, but certainly like competitive games have been around since the beginning of human civilization, right? Like competitive tabletop games. Archaeological dig sites around the world have unearthed, competitive tabletop games, but cooperative tabletop games, not so much.
No, no,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's a different type of thinking.
yeah. In preparation for this episode, I could not think. I was trying to think like what was the first cooperative game? Kevin, you know what the first cooperative game was? You know what it's called? It's
Tree
called
pushing,
it's called Life. No, okay, tree pushing. That's
tree
right.
pushing life.
Tree pushing slash isn't tree pushing just a metaphor for life? That's right. Um, the so I did a little bit of research and asked AI, but I think we know, Kevin, you and I have done some studies of history of board games too. So I mean it seemed to gel with what you and I have read and researched as well, which was that one of the first known instances of cooperative gaming rules was the alternative set of rules, which may or may not actually be historical fact, but at least it exists in uh, in our cultural mind's eye. Maybe it's apocryphal, but the story is that when Elizabeth Maggie developed the Landlord's game um, around the turn of the century, she made two sets of rules: competitive rules and cooperative rules, which he kind of called the prosperity rules. We've talked about Elizabeth Maggie on a previous episode. She was a Quaker Christian and very concerned about social inequality and issues of social justice and economic justice. Um, and she designed this game with two sets of rules, the story goes, to show how much better it is if we cooperate with each other than if we try to make each other go bankrupt. And then famously, of course,
Co-op was discarded.
we cooperate with the card, right? And then the competitive was kind of spread virally and picked up by somebody else, right? Who trademarked it, changed the name to Monopoly, and
I
became
think he did
rich
pay
on
her
it.
for the rights, but it was not compared. He
Yeah.
didn't exactly steal it, right?
Oh,
But
did I say steal? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't
you
know.
didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
But you were implying that he just sort of picked it up. But didn't he? This is a little hazy. It's been a
Yeah.
while since
Yeah.
I've looked at this, but I'm thinking like, but she kind of put it out there in the public domain, and then it got really popular and made a lot of money.
I
And that
think that's
game
right.
is Monopoly. Yeah,
Monopoly.
it
Yeah.
was Monopoly,
I think you're right. I think I've heard that
1904.
she was paid maybe $500
I
for it
think
or
that's what I'm
something like
remembering.
that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it went
Yeah.
on to be hugely successful, as we all
Yeah.
know. And it's kind of the bane of a board gamer's existence because someone who's not into modern board gaming will say, "You mean like Monopoly?" And I'm like, "Yes and no. I mean, it is a board game like Monopoly, but we don't really play that one."
Yeah. Yeah.
So
We
it has
often lament.
universal exposure in many countries and cultures. Like everyone's
Yeah.
played it once.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't realize that the co-op prosperity rules a uh, might be an urban legend. But you're saying it might be.
I've read a couple different things on it. One saying that that it was the case, and one kind of questioning whether there ever were kind of alternative sets of rules. Anyway, if it existed, that was kind of early example around the turn of the
Okay.
century, not this century, but the previous century. Then cooperative games really kind of began to be produced in the 1980s by themed games geared toward adults and children playing together. And then it seems like arguably, it gets to be cooperative games really become mainstream with the huge success of the cooperative board game Pandemic, right, in 2008, which so many
And
people
that's
know
what
and love.
most people are going to think of, that no modern board games are going to go to Pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was inspired by the avian flu.
Was
right?
it really?
I think so. I think that was in a book I read. It was the bird flu that first alerted Matt Leacock, and then it became popular, of course, during the COVID pandemic to play the game, but it actually was inspired by the fears of bird flu.
Interesting.
Because
I
you
did not know
recall,
that.
I mean, that's the first time I saw lots of people masked on TV. We weren't
Yeah.
doing it here, but in South Korea and other countries, there's a lot of masking going on because it was it was becoming a problem there.
Yeah.
For some reason, it never got a big toehold here
Yeah.
in the United States, thankfully.
Interesting. I didn't know
so
that.
that's cooperative games. Yeah, and go ahead. Did it
No.
catch off?
But it's not the only. Kevin, you were saying before we go online, there's also kind of a
there's
cousin
a
of cooperative games.
semi-co-op. There's
So
semi-co-op.
what's that? What's semi-co-op?
So that's where there's a couple of are there a couple of variations? Yeah, I'd say there's two variations. One is where you've got a traitor in the midst. So there's a hidden traitor. So everyone's kind of working together, but either somebody is or will become the bad guy, and then that will change the game. So Betrayal on House of the Hill or Blood on the Clock Tower, those sorts of games. Hide and go seek. I guess you're not really co-op, but I mean, you get flipped when you get touched, right? Like you have to join the others. Yeah, Battlestar Galactica or Unfathomable, and those sorts of. And then there are some games that are very interesting. I'm going to mention one later, so stay tuned. But in that, you're kind of working together, but you also have another agenda.
Okay.
So we've got more sophisticated games, such as that. Yeah.
Interesting.
You kind of want to work together, but you score points in the end by yourself.
Okay. And in the case of traitor games, the game is played as if with the understanding that everyone is working together, but knowing that someone is not, but we just don't know who.
Correct.
So you play as if everyone's working together. Yeah.
Hidden traitor, yes. Someone traitorous.
We should record the podcast like a traitor game. Like one of us is a traitor.
Which is exactly what the traitor would say, isn't it?
Well, unless the traitor's trying to throw off the trail there. So
I actually played Battlestar Galactica just last weekend for like the second or third time.
How was it?
It's good. But yes, it ends up you're either a traitor at the beginning or you get turned halfway through the game. And my character is very likely to become a traitor. So they start out a second later in the game, they start out in the brig, and I was a traitor. And then the other person, they thought must be the traitor as well, and they threw them in the brig, and that pretty much ended the game. So it was kind of hilarious.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Like, it's okay, but it was kind of funny. I'm like, well, you got us. And like, oh, we did. Yay.
Yay. And that's the end of the game. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. Once we're stymied.
Okay.
So, yeah.
There's no getting out of the brig.
There is, but we couldn't have managed it in time. Like, there was a timer going on, so we couldn't have gotten what we needed to get out. So one of the mechanics is you suspect someone of being a traitor in that game, and you put them in the brig.
Okay.
But just by the oddities of the game, we ended up starting there when we were revealed as traitors.
Oh, that's frustrating. I'm sorry.
No, it's actually fun. In fact, I was thinking about this, Daniel. It's one of my favorite things about a co-op game. They tell a good story. And you know, I love a good game. I love a good Euro. I love a puzzle. But even more than that, I like those moments where you're like, do you remember that time we
Yeah,
played? I mean,
yeah.
I just told you, like, and for us, it'll be like, oh man, that was so funny. So yeah, you create these memorable moments because you're working together or things happen or you have to do something. And yeah,
Kevin, you
co-ops.
are once again the master of transitions because as you have proved yourself on previous episodes, getting into the section now about thinking about the kind of the benefits of the spiritual benefits of cooperative games or the joy of cooperative games. I think that's a great
Hmm.
example, and
Mm-hmm.
that's of it. Cooperative games allow you to tell a good story together, right? Yeah, just like you just did with Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I didn't mind losing. 'Cause like, oh well, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Wasn't much
yeah,
else we could do. It's just the way it worked out.
yeah. I think even more than yeah, than competitive games where you might be able to tell a good story about like, oh, I pulled it out at the end, or or I
Mm-hmm.
lost it all at the end, which is fine. But you can tell. But when a group tells a story together, I mean, that's really exciting. It cooperative games make for good storytelling, good narratives.
They do. They
Yeah.
do.
Um, yeah.
Yeah,
Other
they create
thoughts?
shared narratives is one of them, as we were saying, and that's a real benefit of cooperative games. And what are some others?
Yeah. Well, I think another one is. I mean, it's the name of the episode, but uh, I have to believe, and I think there's some scientific evidence for it as well, that we as a species are hardwired for cooperation, right? That there's um, I've heard different evolutionary biologists talk about this, right? That's I mean that's one of the distinguishing characteristics of our species, right? That we can do amazing things working together, right? That's how we human beings are made, and certainly there are um, spiritual parallels to that too, right? That just our hearts are wired, our souls are wired um, to work with other people, right?
Yeah,
And that's
no,
what
we build cities. We are much more of a we're political animals, as Aristotle said, meaning we live in cities and we tend to be herd animals versus like a cat that can be in a little bit of a pack, but they can also go solo. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I read a book recently. Actually, I listened to the audiobook of it by Jonathan Haidt, who said something to the effect of we're like 10% chimpanzee and 90% bumblebee or something, or honeybee or something like that. But just that, like um, uh, that a huge part of us reflects that same kind of cooperative community nature that you see in certain other populations in the animal world, like the bee. Um, anyway, yeah.
Hmm, that's lovely.
So yeah. So cooperative games are great for creating a shared narrative. They're great because they help us to kind of tap into this um, impulse that is hardwired into us evolutionarily and also spiritually to work with others toward greater objectives than we can achieve on our own. Any other thoughts on what makes cooperative games good for life, good for the soul?
We know, yeah, yeah, that's a good one, that our words are powerful.
Hmm.
And it's great to be able to contribute and be part of things. It's also great to be able to listen. So how do you contribute?
Yes.
Hopefully if you do a lot of these games, everyone gets a chance to sort of have the winning, like, oh, what if we did this and did this? So
Yeah. That's a good. Yeah.
that's really nice to see various people shine at various times.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's the ability to, sometimes you don't agree if the table's like, we should do this strategy, but it's not your turn, or you get outvoted and you have to just suck it up, right? And maybe you were right and you have to go like, oh, I told you guys. And you have to live with that. But,
Yeah.
it's just a game. That's
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you can take that moment seriously, but not too seriously. And
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
times you're like, wow, gee willikers, I was wrong. I'm so glad we went with this strategy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, and then listening and giving other people a chance. Like, let's
yeah.
do it.
Right, right. Yeah, good practice. I like that. That's a nice way to put it. Yeah, good
Oh,
practice for listening to others, um, and opening oneself up to direction or advice or
mm-hmm.
thoughts that you may not have,
And then
may
being
not.
honest about your own thoughts. Like, hey, I think that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, you
yeah,
got to bring that to the table.
yeah,
If
yeah.
that's what you really see, like, we're gonna lose if we roll a six on this, we're gonna, whatever happens.
No, I do find in some ways cooperative games provide some practice in that area in at the right time, because right at certain times you need to say something, but at the right times of kind of holding back to a little bit as well. Like, um, one thing we haven't talked about is the alpha gamer, which is
Yes.
part of the. So before I get into my point, yeah, Kevin, what's the alpha gamer when it comes to
Well,
cooperative
it's
games?
a reference to the alpha dog, the head of the pack, and it's somebody that just really takes charge. They sometimes don't even know they're doing it. They just kind of want to tell everyone what to do.
Yeah, yeah. So even when
So
it's not their
they
turn, they say you should do this. You should, yeah,
yes, and they may be right, and they may be the most experienced, but they don't know how to stop,
yeah,
and it's a problem. It's a
yeah,
problem.
yeah. Yeah, no, I think my first few experiences of cooperative games was in that kind of environment, and it's a turnoff. To 'Cause you just feel like you're spending the whole time being told what to do by other people. Um, but the flip side of that is, and you're right, sometimes you need to say something. But the flip side of that is, I think also cooperative games can give us practice in realizing that there are times where it's okay to hold back, right? That there are times where it's okay
Hmm.
not to tell someone what to do, right?
Yes.
Um, yeah, like I've been talking about Quaker Christians a lot this episode, but it makes me think of another Quaker Christian besides
Mm.
Elizabeth Maggie, a contemporary to us. Parker Palmer is a Quaker author,
Hmm.
um, and he has this beautiful passage. I forget what it's called. I think maybe it's in his book "Let Your Life Speak." But he has this beautiful passage where um, he talks about how much harm we've done, how much harm we do sometimes in relationships under the guise of just wanting to help, right? Right?
Hmm.
Like just wanting to give advice, and how that's kind of if it's done wrongly, create wedges between parents and children, between friends. Um, and again, yeah, of course, there are times when you need to do that. You need to tell your child not to touch the oven, or things like that.
Hmm.
But it can do damage if it means that you never, you know, learn to respect the other person as a, autonomous uh, human being with their own agency in the world. And
Yeah, we all
it,
want agency. I mean, it's an
yeah,
important part of
yeah,
games.
yeah, yeah. And so I think there are those moments. It cooperative games invite us into that consideration. Cooperative games invite us, if for nothing else, to consider that kind of dynamic and maybe just learn from it, draw some spiritual lessons from that. That maybe is this the time where it's okay, where I need to say something to this other person in the hopes of better playing experience for all of us, that we play better, or is this the time when I hold back a little bit, even though this isn't what I would do, because I want this other person to know that they have agency and authority in the game as well, and they don't have, and it's not just about me telling them what to do.
Yeah, and there's a wisdom to that, and it just takes time and experimentation, and sometimes you're wrong, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
kind of fumble through it. At least
Amen
you're
to that.
aware of it. Yeah, and yeah, being able to listen and speak up. And I heard a funny story about this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
The storyteller guy was saying something about he was into a bit of working on his car, but his dad knew a lot about it, and he was trying to move these hoses and something. And his dad walked by and saw what he was doing, and he said, "Here, you're gonna want this." And he gave him a pencil, and the guy didn't understand why his dad gave him a pencil, but ends up pulling the hose, and oil just starts shooting into his face because he's under the car, like on one of those
No.
little dolly things.
Yeah, yeah.
So then he had the pencil to shove it up in the tube. And so dear old dad, he didn't tell him what to do, but he gave him the pencil.
That's a nice
So
balance. That's a nice
yeah,
balance. I
yeah.
like that.
And now he
Yeah,
knows,
yeah,
like, okay. Because
yeah,
I can
yeah.
tell you, don't pull that off, but you might do better actually experiencing it, the oil in your face.
Ah, that's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. But co-op games, they're just great for learning about how different people are. And some people are
Yeah,
not going to speak up, and you get the chance to sort of say, like, what do you want to do,
yeah,
Maggie, right?
yeah, yeah,
And hopefully give her the space to make a choice,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah,
Encouraging them to share, recognizing that they're different, or like, hey, do you want me to make a suggestion, or do you want to pass, or like, what do you want to do?
yeah, yeah.
And watching
That's right.
different people's different styles, whether they're aggressive or not, they're risk avoidant. You bring all that to the table.
Yeah,
Very
for
cool.
sure. Yeah, and I love that. They're a good way of getting to know the people around the table better, in at least a small way, maybe in some larger ways too, depending on the what the game is about or the mechanism. Some cooperative games are built around sharing your thoughts or something like that, or your story, and those can help too. But yeah, I love that. Yeah, what kind of person is this? Or who? Not in a judgy way, but in a curious way. Yeah, curiosity way. Yeah. So I like it. So those are all good reasons to
Let's do
play.
some lists. Time for a listicle.
It is the top 5 cooperative games
With honorable mentions.
with honorable mentions at this moment in space and time for Kevin and me, for whatever that's worth. That's right. So we're going to begin with honorable mentions.
Yes.
The I could start with my honorable mentions. You want to go back? I've got 2. How many honorable
I
mentions
want
do you
you
have?
to have I have two also.
Great. You want to go back and forth, back and forth?
Yes.
Okay. And for our dear listeners, we don't know we don't know what's on each other's lists. So this will be a surprise to you as much as it is to us. Though Kevin and I know each other well enough that I bet we could guess one or a few on the each other's list. Do you think there'll be any crossover between your list and my list?
No, maybe
Yeah.
one, but I'm not sure. We've not played a lot of co-ops together, and you don't talk about them much. So I've
No.
got
No.
one. I'm going to write one down on this piece of paper
Okay. Okay.
that I think you'll say.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm excited for this. Um. And okay. Okay. All right.
Do you have any you want to guess from me?
I'm going to write down I'm going to write down one. No, I got one. I've got one. I'm writing down one that I think that it's going to be on your list. I'm going to write down 2 that I think will be on your list. Not to up the ante or anything there. It's just because you're an amazing human being and you share.
I'm going to guess you put this on your, but I don't think you've mentioned it to me. So I'm going to put it on here. But
I'm going
maybe
to
you've played it.
I'm going to guess 7 games that are on your top 5.
I'm going to guess 5,000 in your top. Five of those are in your games.
All right, that sounds good.
I'm
All
going
right,
to guess the whole Board Game Geek catalog.
you are
Cut and
correct.
paste. 30 gigabytes later.
So honorable mention. So yeah, I'll go with one, and you if that's okay, we'll go
Okay.
back and forth,
Yep.
and
Yep.
we'll end with some great Kevin selections. All right, my first honorable mention. A lot of these games on my list are games I've talked about before. I'm sorry, but they're just games I really like a lot. My first honorable mention is Similo. Similo is a cooperative game that I first heard from recommended by Suzanne Sheldon on the um, Salt and Sass gaming podcast. We had Mandy Hutchison on our show before. She's one of the co-hosts of that.
Callback.
Yeah, but Similo is these are all cooperative games, obviously. This is a card game where they come in different packs, different sets. But I'll just talk about like the animal set. Like you have like a deck of cards with every card has a unique animal on it: a giraffe, a rhinoceros, an elephant, or whatever. And you shuffle it up. The clue giver the clue giver has a secret animal in mind that they're trying to get their teammates to guess. If they correctly guess the secret animal, they win. If in the correct number of times, if they don't, then everybody loses. And your secret animal is on the table within a grid of other animal cards that are face up, and your teammates are trying to eliminate progressively different cards, increasing number of cards from the grid until only your secret animal is left. And you can't talk. The only clues you can give are by playing other animal cards out. And if it is in the same orientation as the grid, that means there's something similar between your clue animal and the secret animal. And if you put it perpendicular to the orientation of the grid, that means there's something different between the animal, the clue animal. And so people are always trying to guess, like, well, this was a bird and it's different from a bird, so we can eliminate all the birds. Or this animal has red eyes and it's similar, so we got to look for animals with red eyes. Or, oh, maybe it's the fact that it's a carnivore. What carnivores are it? Because they don't really know what you're thinking of is a similar difference. It's fun. So Similo is my first honorable mention. What's yours?
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Mine is going to go to a game I've never played.
You rock.
Isn't that amazing?
I know
I would like it. It's just Spirit Island. You know, it makes so many lists, and I actually own the cheap Target version. That cheap, like, you know, it's like half as much because it was special edition for Target. And I've sort of tried to, but the rule book, I don't know. I got a little lost in the rule book. It's one of those that I'd rather someone teach me or play with them. But I get the gist of it, and people just brag on and on about it. So I'm going to list honorable mention is Spirit Island. That's a great one. I will play.
Yeah,
thanks.
So many people, you're right, list that as their number one game. That's great. I love that. Good one. Good.
What's your other one?
My second honorable mention is a newer game called Ito. Ito, I-T-O. It is have you ever played Wavelength by Wolfgang Warsch? Yeah, that's fine. It's similar to that, but in a non-competitive way, and it's only with cards. But basically, there is a card that comes out that lists two ends of a spectrum, like food I would totally want to eat and food I would totally not want to eat, or something like that, or a celebrity I'd want to meet and a celebrity I would not want to meet, or in the spectrum. And then everyone gets dealt a card secretly at random between 1 and 100. And you say something that you think matches your number on that relative to that spectrum. Like if for food I'd want to eat, 100 is it's my favorite food in the world. 0 is I would never want to eat this food. And so like if I get, like pizza, I might say pizza, and I put it out on the table, but I don't say my number. And then everyone else would say, maybe someone would say lasagna, maybe somebody would say raw garlic or something like that, or raw onion. And what you know of the people on the table, you're trying to put these in order to predict what number they got on, at least relative to each other, on a scale of 0 to 100. It's a great fun game, and if you get it in the right order, everybody wins. If it's not the right order, everyone loses. But it's really good for getting to know people. It's one of those games where you get to know what people like and don't like around the table, but not really too intrusive of topics. It's great. So Ito, I-T-O. Or Ito. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I never played that one. That's very cool. 2 new to me picks. Look at that.
Cool.
I'm going to go with a little game that was popular, and there's a bunch of sequels, but I think it's so charming, and that is Micro Macro. I think that's a
so
great little
great.
game.
That's a great
It's a
choice.
little silly, but there's whimsical art. There's really interesting bits. It's all black and white,
Mm.
sort of penciled or inked. Like there's no shading. Well, I shouldn't say there's no shading, but it's very simple drawings, and it's in a huge, I think like 500 millimeters by 490 millimeters. I just made that up. I don't really know what a millimeter is. It's like a yard by yard, right? Which
Okay.
is your shoulder to your fingers, right? Is that fair? Is that big? It's pretty big.
It
So
is
you
big.
unfold this piece
Yeah.
of paper,
Yeah.
the one I have is Crime City, but it's a city. But even though it's a drawing, it's actually chronological. So everything has happened in a sequence on there. So you're not seeing things in a snapshot. You're seeing them almost as if it's a cartoon that's all been laid out. And so you got to figure out what's happened within this city. If that makes is that
Yeah.
making
Yeah. Yeah.
sense
That
a little
absolutely.
bit?
Yeah. No, I think
So
it's well,
that's what took me at
well
first. I was
explained.
confused.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like the car is there and the car is there and the car is there because he's actually moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to understand that. So you have little missions that you and a friend will work on, about a bank heist, and you have to figure out where the bank robber went and how they got into the bank. And so you find the bank and you find the guy that's stealing, and you go backwards and forwards, and there's all sorts of little clever tricks of how they mess with that. And I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great choice. Yeah. 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 That's micro
It's
macro.
light. It's yeah. If somebody's not
Yeah.
into games, but you want a little activity, it's almost like doing a puzzle together. It's just sort of relaxing.
It comes with like a little magnifying lens too, right? So
Yes,
you can really
you
find.
get a magnifying,
Yeah.
and they have the answers. So you're not, if you really are stuck, you can get hints and the answers in the little cards, which is clever. So
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
just thwarted forever.
It's like if Where's Waldo told a story, sort of, kind of like that.
Yes, the
It's
artwork is very Where's Waldo.
yeah, that's a great choice. I
Yeah, I
like it.
really enjoyed that. I was late to it. I bought it maybe a year ago, and it was very popular 3 or 4 years ago. And I was like, oh, I see why people like this so much. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good little one.
good choice. Good choice.
Thank you, thank you.
So those are our honorable mentions. Are you ready
Hmm.
to dig into the top five?
Go for it, brah.
All right, Kevin. This is one that we've talked about before, and you and I have played before. My number five. Do you want to guess? It's okay if not. We played it at Geekway.
First letter.
Um, W.
Where's Waldo? I don't.
That's okay. That's okay.
W.
At,
I'm
the,
gonna
at,
keep
its
my
most
future
okay.
me is very frustrated.
Future
I'm
you
about
is
to meet future
it's
me.
awesome. No. It's all
Go
good.
ahead.
I just sprung this on you. Wilmot's Warehouse.
Of course.
Wilmot's Warehouse is yeah, it is a great game that is cooperative with the right group. It just sings. It just sings. It may not necessarily be for every group though, which is maybe kind of why I put it at the lower end of my list. But it is unique. There's no I to me, at least in my view, it's a unique game. I've never played anything
Mhm.
else like it. It is a cooperative storytelling game where you,
Memory
yeah,
storytelling.
yes,
Yeah.
you're using the cooperative creation of stories as memory aids to memorize where things are on this massive grid, and you go into it thinking, "There's no way I'm going to remember where everything is on this grid." Through this magic of cooperative story creation, storytelling as a team around the table, usually end up remembering most everything.
It's cool. It's
It's
cool. It's
such a
hard to get a really good time, but yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So Wilmot's
Yeah,
Warehouse is a great game.
and I really like that game, and everyone should play it. If you like board games, you must play this at some point, somehow, some way. But I've played it some, and
Yeah,
it's a little bit of a one-trick pony. Like
yeah,
after you
yeah,
played it, so you kind of want to play it with different people, but
yeah,
you don't. And I guess if you really love it, you could try to get your time down. But it's one of those that I'm not sure how much I'll play it again, and I have to say that it really invites the alpha gamers, the people that are really good at remembering stuff. So
yeah,
whenever I've
yeah,
played it, I tend to be a little more backseat.
yeah,
Like I'll say
yeah.
something funny, or there's something I do recall, But yeah, the people that are all over it are just in it.
Yeah, that's
I'm not one
fair.
of those people.
Yeah, no,
That's so minor because it's such a great game. It's so interesting. And you just see people when they start getting it, their eyes come, they're like, oh,
yeah,
I have
yeah,
to remember this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that's really fair assessment.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that maybe it's just my,
No, I didn't think about that, but it is very prone to the alpha gamer. You're right, because
like, I
it's
think
about
it,
remembering
yeah.
stories as memory aids, and if there's somebody around the table who just remembers all the stories, then you can just kind of
Yeah.
let
Or
them
they
take
just
it.
spatially,
Yeah,
they just remember.
yeah.
Yeah. They're going to be quite, have you played it much? Like, for example, do you play it often?
No, I think you're right that your experience has been my experience too, which is
Okay.
again
Okay.
probably why it's a bit lower on my list. I put
Yeah.
my list just because it is such a unique and wonderful experience.
No, you're right. It
But
really could have been on my list. It's probably
but
been number 6 for me.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, but no, you're right. I've played it a few times. It's not the kind of game I would want to keep going back to with the same group, right? Like, you're right. Like if I'm with a new group, it'd be fun to say, "Hey, let's play it." But
It's a
week
good
in, week
filler
out, it's
game.
not a good
Yeah.
repeated game with this game to repeat with the
Yeah.
same group. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
think that's fair. That's fair.
So that's my
My number
five. What's your five?
5, Blood on the Clock Tower,
Oh,
which is so much fun. Have you played it
yeah.
yet?
No,
Have
but
you
I
played
want
it?
to. I
Oh,
want
it's so
to.
good.
Yeah.
The reason it's low for me is it's hard to get a group together. Like
Mm.
you really need 10 people or so. You can play with less. You can get by with, I mean, you can play with less. You can play with 5. I don't think it would work real well, but it's possible. There are rules for it. But you really want like 8 to 10 people. And that's a little tricky, people to commit and play this game. But it's just so interesting and fun. And that is a game you go back to just because every time there's such a different mix
Hmm.
of
Hmm.
people. And we've not even played the harder scenarios. We've only played the basic scenario.
What's the
So
what's
it's
the
just
premise in the nutshell? In a nutshell, what's of the
so the
game?
premise, and I find some people I had very distinct experiences playing the Mafia game. It was very popular in the 80s and 90s,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
played it at camps and high school and things. You put your head down and
yeah.
and somebody's a game master, and it came there's an interesting story to the history of it. It came out of USSR at some point. Like
I
they
didn't know
know
that.
exactly where it yeah,
Huh.
you go on YouTube, you'll see like they know the origins of this game. And so it's basically a hidden traitor game.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's 1 or 2 people that are bad in the Mafia game. They're Mafia. And on the clock tower, there are demon and minions, assistants to the demons. And everyone else is a villager, but they're discussing. So in this is really a semi co-op because some people are lying because they
Hmm.
have to lie. Because the demon won't survive if they told the truth.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's
Sounds
just a great
fascinating.
game.
Yeah,
It's
I've
very
heard
funny. It's very funny.
I've heard
We
people love.
played on a family trip, and I have a 10-year-old nephew,
Yeah. Yeah.
and his parents were absolutely convinced that he would never lie because it was too sophisticated to lie. But I was a game master, and I knew the whole time he was lying. It was so funny. It was so funny.
That's
Like,
great.
I don't think he would do that. I'm like,
He's doing
I
it quite
couldn't
well,
say a
actually.
word, but I
Yeah,
just
that's right.
watched him concoct a story, and I was like, "Way to go, my son! Way to go! That was very good, very good." What's your number 4?
I love that.
Yeah, and so the game you get down to see who can survive. Like if the yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
that's the whole game.
I love it. Good choice. My
Thanks.
number four is one, kind of like you said, um, that you haven't played. I've played this one, but I don't own it. I played it for the very first time just a couple weeks ago, a week or two ago, when our friends Jordan and Chelsea, friends of the podcast, they've
Mm-hmm.
both been on, came over to play some games with us. It's Bomb Busters. Bomb
Yeah, this has won a bunch of
Busters.
awards.
Yeah, this is kind of a really popular cooperative game right now. So much so that I've been trying for a good couple months now to buy this game, and I can't find it anywhere because they're sold
I
out.
think it's on
Um,
Board Game Arena, isn't it?
maybe the
I think it
digital
might be.
implementation of it.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Thanks. Um, but it's really fun. I can see why people really like it. It is you're a bomb diffusing team, and you are trying to cut the right wires together at the right time. But of course, if you cut the wrong wires together, then if you cut the wrong wire, then the bomb's going to explode and you lose. And so, and what it's really based around is numbers, thinking kind of logically about, okay, this person has this number wire, and then this wire adjacent to it, I don't know the number of it, but
That's so cool.
but then the wire adjacent to that is this number, and so it's got to be a number in between this number and that number. But this other person has that number, and there's only two occurrences of every like four occurrences of every number, and so you're trying to, that's 20.
20.
20,000. 20. That's right. That's right. But it almost kind of feels like a kind of a Sudoku sort of feel, right? Like you know,
I had no idea. I didn't know. I saw an image and I knew it was about cutting wires, but I didn't know it had that. Almost like a Search for Planet X, like logic puzzle.
Yeah, it's very logical. It felt like kind of a cooperative Sudoku, or like yeah. So I really liked it. I can see why people really love it, and it plays quick, which is great. It's easy to explain the rules. So my number 4 is Bomb Busters. It's a great game. I can't wait till I get a copy of my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4 is a game that I never play anymore, but it still has a fond place in my heart because it's one of the first modern games, one of the early ones that I played in. I'm going to say 2018, 2017 or so, and that is Pandemic. And I have several iterations of it, and it's just a great game.
Yeah.
It's just a really great game. It's just somehow, I don't know, I should go back to it.
Yeah.
I guess it's something that was... Somehow there's just other games that have supplanted it. And I think that's probably true for a lot of people. And probably every game there's a trend to it. But
its influence has certainly been huge on games that have come after it. And
it's not hard. You grok it very quickly. Yeah.
No, that's a great choice. The genius of that game, for me at least, what I thought the mechanism I thought was so clever was how the cities where the viruses are exploding keep getting shuffled into the deck, and they keep coming up with increasing frequency. And it really simulates this idea of the virus just kind of just really exploding in the places where it already is, and it's a very clever mechanism. Yeah.
No, it is the whole way you construct the deck, which I don't think it was the first one, but you have these city decks, but the epidemic cards you create like you take a deck and you separate into 5 piles, and you put one bad card in each pile and shuffle it. So, within every 10 cards, you're going to get a bad card that's going to cause an infection. And that was cool too.
Yeah.
And lots of games use that. So
this Pandemic is one of the games I wrote down for you that I thought it would be on your list.
Did you?
So, yay!
Yeah. Well, can you show me? Are you sure?
I can, but I've also written on my other game, so you'll see what other game okay. I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to fold it over so you don't see my other game. Here it is. There it is. Oh, also, Kevin Rocks.
Yay!
I didn't write that on everything for our listeners who are not watching the video. I'm on the other side of my sheet.
My stationery is Daniel is awesome.
Oh, you're too
stationary.
There it is.
There it is. You did.
So there you go. There you go. All right.
Speaking of micro writing. Your number 3, Daniel.
My number 3, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but this was also on my list 2 episodes ago of favorite solo games. But it's also a great cooperative game. I'm just really a big evangelist for it right now. Do you want to guess, Kevin, what this
First
might be?
Letter?
V. It's okay.
V.
Remember the old TV show V?
Yeah, I do. That was
where
thing.
Like people had alien like reptile skin under their.
Yeah, that was very popular.
Yeah.
V.
That's okay. It is.
Kevin needs to go to bed earlier.
No, it's okay. We're recording late in the day too. This is it's harder. I'll just say it.
Yes.
Vantage.
Of
That game.
course.
Yeah, yeah,
I was looking at some lists today and this popped up. I didn't
yeah.
think of it because I have to pretend it doesn't exist because I haven't played it.
No, I just say it.
But I'm jealous.
Vantage.
Vantage is that good.
This latest new game from Stonemaier, designed by Jamie Stegmaier. Yeah, I'm just telling everyone about this game right now. I just love it. I just love it. It
Hmm.
it,
What do
it
you like about
is.
it?
Um, there's so many things. Which I think is maybe why I like it because it has so many good things going for it. I like how the setup. It's a big game. It feels like a big. It has a big game feel for sure. It has
Hmm.
almost like an epic game feel, but the setup and teardown is so easy. It's so
Hmm.
you're not spending
Hmm.
massive amounts of time getting out all of these pieces and laying out all these things.
Right.
Um, it feels so sandboxy, like which I mean like you're playing in a sandbox as a metaphor for like you can do anything you want to. You really can. You can go north, east, south, west, up, down. You do have missions, so even though it's sandboxy, there is something you can focus on. So you do have some sense of direction if you want that, but you don't
Hmm.
have to use that.
Really? You don't have to do the missions.
No, no, yeah, no. You could do something else, and along the way, discover other ways of winning the game besides what mission you're assigned at the beginning of the game.
Cool.
You can upgrade things so well. You never lose an action. However, the actions can wear you down to lesser or greater extents, and when you're completely worn down in an area, that's when you lose. But there's something so that kind of removes a sense of punishment in it. Like you never try
Hmm.
something that's so punishing, like you just fail again and again and again
Hmm.
and again.
Hmm.
It's just so well thought out. Um, I just love this game. I'm sorry I could talk a lot about it, but it's
That's
cooperative
great.
as well as
Hmm.
solo. I brought it to our church board game group a couple weeks ago, and they loved it. They just really loved
Hmm.
it. It was so, and every mission feels so different.
Hmm.
So it's just every
That's
game
amazing
feels
replayability.
deeply, deeply different. Anyway, that's my number three cooperative game. My
That's
only
awesome.
like big game, big cooperative
Hmm.
game, a big
Yeah.
feel cooperative game. Vantage.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry, I talked too much.
No, no. Yeah, it deserves that. That sounds like a real win. So good for them. Number three, Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. I love Gloomhaven.
Uh,
I love the mechanic. And
yeah.
Jaws of the Lion, I think, is the best iteration of Gloomhaven because, as you were saying, some games are just too much for setup and pieces. And and Frosthaven, you have to assemble a map. And with Jaws of the Lion, it's on this bound book, and you're just ready to go. But you get the genius Gloomhaven system. Have you played it, Daniel?
I
Are you
have.
familiar with
Jaws of the
the two
Lion,
card? You pick
not
two
the big one.
cards, and it's
Yes.
all card based, and you can pick a top and a bottom.
Yes.
And then eventually, you've played all your cards, and then you get to rest, and you lose a card, and you take them back. So eventually, you're going to run out of cards. So the cards are both your actions and your timer. And then
It's a
some of the cards
genius.
have, yeah, it's
It's
such a
just
great bit. And
genius.
there's a
It's such a
top and
good
the
system.
bottom, and you
Yeah.
must pick a top and a bottom.
Yeah.
And they've paired it so that you can't typically move both. The bottoms are often move actions. And so you can change your mind on which top and bottom you pick of your two cards, but you must pick one of those. And there's some default actions too, but it's just so clever and doing it. And we've had so many where you just need one person, you need to defeat the boss and one person survive and you considered won the scenario. We've had so many come down to like one person
Wow.
and it's just
Wow.
really exciting. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going
Yeah.
to make my big move and die. And can you carry the torch, Daniel? And then
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
yay, we won.
That's
So
so cool.
it's really fun. I think Gloomhaven's great and had a lot of good memories of playing with my youngest son during COVID. We played a lot of the first Gloomhaven.
It is a geniusly designed game. Yeah, yeah. Can you say geniusly designed? Anyway, yeah,
You can,
that's
yeah,
a great.
yeah. So and it's a co-op. There is a little of this. You can have your own goals as well, but it's mostly a co-op, and you can play it solo. You just play two characters, which I think is too much for me. But
Yeah,
it's a
I love it. I
lot of strategy.
may I show you the second game I wrote down that I thought you'd say? May I show you? And then I was also I thinking you want to say Gloomhaven.
You
So there,
did. You did do Mage Knight though.
I
That was the
crossed out
third.
Mage Knight when I realized that's just
Yeah.
solo, right?
You can play it with people, but I don't think it's very co-op. I guess you
Okay,
could. I
okay,
don't know. It's such a weird game. You can
okay.
fight or you can go on missions.
Gloomhaven,
That's
great
cool.
choice, great choice.
Gloomhaven.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank
Jaws of
you.
the Lion specifically.
Jaws a lot. Yeah,
It's
yeah, good,
it's 50 or $60. It's a great deal.
good,
Yeah.
good, good,
Your
good.
number dos. Numero dos, Daniel.
Again, one that listeners for a while have heard me talk about, but it's just I can't not put this on this list, which it's just one. Um, the name of the game is just one. Um, the oh, it's on Kevin's list. There you go. You're so good. You're so good, Kevin. Good job. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, if I'm being honest, I've played this game so much, I'm kind of tired of it.
I
Um,
remembered you saying that.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
But you still have to rank it.
I can't not put this on this list. It
Hmm.
has been such a hit with everybody I play with. We keep track. I keep track of board game stats. I think I've probably played this game with probably close to 100 people by this point. Um, we play it at every theology of play workshop
Hmm.
that we do, and everybody always loves it. And usually there's somebody looking on their phone trying to order it from some website. Um, so it's just a great game. You're trying to cooperatively as a team guess the secret word, but people and you're doing that by writing a word, only one word, just one word on your
Hmm.
placard that you're going to be showing to the guesser. But if there are any words that are duplicated, you have to erase all instances of that word. And so you're trying
So
to
smart.
give clues that are good enough to get the person to guess the word, but not so obvious that someone else will give it because then you eliminate both. It's just a great game. Um,
And so many funny moments where no one picked a certain thing because everyone thought everyone else
yes,
would pick it, but you
yes,
wish you had.
yes, yes,
You're
yes,
like, why
yes.
didn't you put Incredible Hulk for green? Like, I thought you
That's
were
right.
going
That's right.
to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or Wookiee for Chewbacca, but no one puts Wookiee because
Yeah.
everyone's afraid anyone's going to put Wookiee.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
everyone's
yeah,
outsmarting each other.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great game.
That is cool.
So
I've played it a few times on your recommendation. I've enjoyed it, but I need to play it some more. But I do love that it's a 30-second rule teach. So even people that don't like games will get into this one. So
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
a good one. Yeah.
Just one's my number
Yeah.
two. What's your number two?
Number two, is it a repeat? I would argue not. Pandemic Season 1. Because not only is it a co op game, it's a legacy game. And
Yeah.
one of the greatest gaming memories in my life is the surprise that, please don't look it up if you don't know, but it's somewhere you're playing through a year. So you're playing roughly 12 games, but it lets you repeat. So you could play 12 to 20, I think, or something like that. But in September, October, there's a big reveal. And we just didn't see it coming. And we just fell out of our chairs. We're like, what just happened?
That's
It's so
amazing.
good.
That's
So, yeah.
amazing.
And
That's
so you're
amazing.
in a legacy game, you only play it through so many times. You can't play it again traditionally. There's some exceptions to that. There are some games that do have a reset version. But in this, your cities get destroyed and you're getting stickers and power ups and you change your character and new cards come out and it's just cool. Like I'd never seen anything like it. So I kept the game. I can't even play it
Yeah,
anymore. And I'm
yeah.
just like, this is my copy.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's number 2 or 3 on Board Game Geek of best
Right,
game of all
right.
time.
Yeah. Have you played the
And
other
yeah,
seasons of Pandemic
I have.
Legacy?
I've played them all. They're all good, but none of them. Season 1's
It's the
just
best.
it's the Empire Strikes Back. Like it's just no better.
Okay, okay.
It's
Cool,
just the
cool.
king, but the others are cool. Especially they did. Let's see here. They did Pandemic Season 1, Season 2, and they did Zero, right?
Season zero. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it was the prequel, and they called it Zero, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
And good sense
yeah,
of humor.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Pandemic Season 1.
Oh,
So much fun. Even though I can't play it again. Well, I guess I
fantastic
could. I
choice.
just would kind of know what was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that it's a testament to it that you hold on to it even though you can't play it again. Yeah, to the quality of the game. Great choice. Thank you. Kristen, my wife and I started playing that Pandemic season, Legacy season one. For whatever reason, we kind of petered out. We never got to the big surprise that everyone always talks about. So maybe we got to return to it again.
Yeah, it's worth going. But I know,
Yeah,
I've got some games like that. I don't
yeah,
know why I stopped them. I just did. So
yeah, yeah.
it's not you.
Well, you're kind. Thank you.
Number one.
My number one. Speaking of my wife Kristen, I picked this because A, it's a great game. It really is a great cooperative game. But B, we just Kristen and I played this together, and just really fond memories of us playing this cooperative game together. Um, Kind of to the end, though there is no real end to it, and that is Dorf Romantic. Dorf Romantic.
Right.
This is a
Award winning.
cooperative game, board game based on the cooperative on the video game. I guess it's a single player video game, but it's a cooperative game based on the video game. I think this won Game of the Year, Spiel des Jahres, or at least it was
It did.
nominated for it. And I
Der
think,
Spiel des Jahres.
yeah, it's kind of a divisive game in that some people just adore it. Again, it won an award or was nominated for it. Some people not.
No, it won. It won.
Okay. Oh, good, good. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Um,
sure.
I've heard some reviews where people are not even sure it's like a game, and I can see where they're coming from, but it's it's a very pleasant experience. It's a very
Is it
pleasant.
art? I don't know.
Yeah,
There's like a toilet.
yeah. It's
I
definitely one
call
of
it
these
art.
games not where you're trying to beat the game. The game is not trying to beat you, and you're not trying to beat the game.
Okay.
You're just trying to see how high score you can get. But you are laying out these hexes um, to build kind of a landscape Carcassonne style, sort of, except it's
Hmm.
not square. So you're trying to build villages and forests and rivers. It's so gentle and pastoral, but you're also scoring. There are score options, and what's really well designed is the genius of it is that you keep track of your score on this sheet that carries over from play to play to play of the game. And once you achieve certain levels of scoring, then you unlock certain special tiles or certain special things that go on the game. And then they give you higher scores so that you can unlock. They're even like these little tuck boxes that you open up where you pull out these new tiles, and so you're always kind of getting these little rewards, right, for getting a higher and higher score, which then allows you to get a higher and higher score in the future, and you keep track of this from game to game, and you're trying
Huh.
to get to
I
this next
didn't know it
level.
had that. That's
Yeah,
cool. I love a box. I love a
it
tuck box.
it's just a pleasant, peaceful but engaging experience, gentle experience to share, especially with people you're close to. Um, we've got really fond memories of playing Dorf Romantic, so I'd say that would have to be my number one cooperative game.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
thanks.
Well, this tells you a lot about us, folks, because Daniel's a good, kind soul, and that's what he's picked.
I'm not. I'm. That's nice of
And
you.
here I am, and I've picked John Company,
That's
the
great. Of
Cole
course.
Worley game.
Of course. Of course.
Yes, I do love John Company. It's got to be one of my all-time favorites. Just
Yes.
because it's so interesting. There's dice rolling, and you take on different roles in this company. You are working together, but you win, but people win individually, which is very unusual. And so there's a bit of wanting the company to succeed, but you want to succeed even more, which is kind of the story of capitalism.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very much, how that works out, that you want the company to do well so you can make enough money to put your grandparents and others into nice manor estates. So it's all a parable. It's not a parable. It's the history of the East India Trade Company, the great British company that became the greatest monopoly in the history of the world. Every bit of tea for several centuries, including John Wesley's tea, passed through the hands of the East India Trade Company that was
Interesting.
nicknamed the John Company. Yeah, made
Interesting.
people filthy rich, and that was by exploiting India. And so you're supposed to feel bad that you're basically extracting wealth, uh, and you do, but it's also fun because it's a you invest in so many dice and you want to hit certain numbers. And when you do, everyone gets a payout and it creates a lot of energy and fun in the game.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, John Company,
John Company. All right.
even though it's probably semi-co-op. Yes.
No, I should have known that was, yeah, because you adore that game so much. That's
I
great.
do.
That's
I
great.
do. I think I'm going to play it tonight, actually. So
Nice,
that's gonna be
nice.
fun.
Solo or with some folks?
No, I got some friends. I got to teach it. I got some people coming over. There is a solo version that works quite well, but it does keep you busy. But there's a genius way that that somebody wrote the solo.
Okay.
For it,
Okay.
yeah. Who always does the Cole Worley games. Name escapes me. Yeah.
Great. Great. Well, I love it. That's a great choice. So there you go. No crossovers, and I
No
think between the two
crossovers.
of us, 14 cooperative games that hopefully one of them or more of them caught your attention, dear listeners. Oh,
Yes. And
what
I
we
guessed you might put Pandemic, but I wasn't sure if you'd played it. I could not remember.
I
Have you played the original?
I have, and I
Okay. It
liked it.
just didn't.
It's a good
Yeah, yeah.
game. For whatever reason, I just didn't quite
Hmm.
connect in quite
Okay.
as powerful a way. But it is a good game for sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. No, good. Good. Well, yeah, hopefully, listeners, you found a game in there that maybe you haven't played before that sounds interesting to
Hmm.
you. We really appreciate your listening. Kevin, this has been
Tell
great.
us yours in the comments below or by email.
We'd love to
PlaySavesTheWorld@gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Tell
Yeah.
us your favorite. Tell us the ones you love and why. Yeah.
Yeah. We'd love to hear. We'd love to hear. Kevin, one of us was the traitor
It
this
was. And it
episode.
was.
All right, everyone, you and I both need to close our eyes, and then the traitor
Okay.
raise their hand. Okay.
That's good.
All right. We'll never know. All right.
No, that's a good one. That's good.
Kevin, it was great hanging out with you, and listeners, great hanging out with you. Thanks again
Same
so
here.
much for spending time with us. We hope you have a wonderful
Yeah.
day.
Contact us social media at Play Saves the World and Board Game Faith, our old moniker, and info@boardgamefaith.com. And yeah, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.
Bye bye.